Okay, so I think we should start now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just I'm going to the basic concept of operating system. That is the from the very beginning actually. So what is an operating system? And then different key functions which are available with operating system. Means you know that operating system can perform different activities like your memory management, and then CPU management or the process management, and then IO device management and file management. So all are done here. And then the security of the system also is maintained by the operating system. Also, we can discuss about the evaluation of operating system. Means that from the very beginning how operating system came to today's operating system. Means if we are going to the Windows operating system, then we know that from KitKat to Lollipop, then Marshmallow, then Nougat, then in this way the different operating system came. And right now we are using Android 11 version. Okay, so how the variation, how the evolution came day by day, that we can also learn. Then different types of operating system that I have already told to you in the class, that is the batch operating system, then multitasking operating system, multi-processing operating system, and multi-programming operating system. Okay, so that were discussed in the class, and I will just repeat here. Now basics of the Unix and Windows operating system, because we generally use Windows and Linux operating system. Okay, so that operating system will be studied. Okay, someone is telling to let me in, but I cannot because it is an online class. If I leave from here, then again I have to come back here. That will be a problem. Okay, I have waited for 5 minutes, so that is enough. Now the advantages of the open source OS, that I will discuss here, and then the network operating system will be discussed here. So first of all, what is operating system? You know that one, that operating system is a system software that will interact between the computer user and the computer hardware. Okay, so if a user wants to communicate with the computer hardware, then he or she cannot talk in English or in Hindi or in Bengali, because the computer hardware do not understand that particular language. Therefore, there should have some intermediate medium that will communicate between the user and the hardware. Whatever the user will instruct, according to the instruction, the hardware will work. Okay, now software. So how many types of softwares are there? Mean basically there are two types of software. One is the application software and the other one is the system software. And we have other types of software, that is the utility software. That is some different software like disk management, or you can say the antivirus, etc. And if we talk about the application software, then the software that is installed by the computer user for their own purpose, like if you're going for the Paint, Notepad, WordPad, or Microsoft Word, etc., that is like application software. And if you are telling about the system software, then it is like a compiler, then the interpreter. Okay, operating system itself is a system software, and these are the classification of system software. Okay, operating system is a system software. You can see that the definition is here, and I was telling that thing. Operating system is a system software that act as an intermediary or the interface between the user and the computer hardware. Okay, so whatever the computer user will uh, give in the instruction, computer hardware can understand that one or can listen that one. Accordingly it can work. Okay, now operating system goals. So what is the goal of the operating system? Goal means actually the objective. Okay, what operating system is actually used for? First one is that it execute the user programs and make solving the user problems easier. So first thing is that whatever the user will give in the program that will be executed by the operating system. And secondly, that any problem, suppose the user is facing problem with the security, that will be resolved by the operating system. Suppose the user is facing problem with the processing a task, okay, or ending a task, or starting a task, anything can be solved by the operating system. Okay. Also the deadlock management, you can know, you know that in operating system there are different algorithms by using that the deadlock handling is done. Also thread is there, memory management is there, and the process management is there. So every problems that the user may face while using a computer system, that will be resolved by the operating system. And this operating system make the computer system convenient to use. That means that the computer system will be easier to use with the help of the operating system, because if the operating system will not be there, if like Windows or Linux is not there, then you cannot work with the computer system. The computer will start, but you cannot communicate with the computer. Okay, so every application program will be running under the direction of the operating system. Then the use it is the use of the computer hardware in an efficient manner. That means what? That the computer hardware will be used in efficient way. Okay, so what is the meaning that I told you that one, that there are different computer hardwares like IO devices. Think about the mouse, keyboard, and the printer. Okay, so these computer hardware devices that will be used in the efficient manner with the help of the operating system. Okay, next. You can see the structure of the computer system where we have the user. User means that suppose we are the user. We are using some application programs like Notepad, WordPad, database, web browser, etc. They are communicating with the operating system. Operating system is here, that is the system software, and then the operating system is sending the request to the hardware. So directly we cannot communicate, means user cannot directly communicate. So user has to take the help of the application programs or the applications. Then applications will communicate with the operating system, and then the operating system will communicate with the hardware. So while the hardware will give some output to the user, then also it will follow the same sequence, that the hardware will send the response to the operating system, then the operating system will send the response through the applications, and then the application will send the response to the user. So in this way the sending and receiving informations will be done by the user and the hardware. So see that accessing computer resources is divided into layers. There are different layers. Each layer is isolated and only interacts directly with the layer below or above it. That means you see that there are different layers: user layer, applications layer, operating system layer, hardware layer. Now each layer is actually communicating or just directly they are linking together, that is just below and above in this way. If we install a new hardware device, then what will happen? So if you want to install any printer, the printer is a hardware device. So what you have to do here? No need to change anything about the user or application. Think about that. Suppose you are the user, suppose your friend came as a user or your father came as a user. There is no problem that who is the user. Okay, so you don't need to change any user. The user will be anyone. Okay. Also the application, suppose you are working with the printer and you are using Microsoft Word, okay, or suppose Adobe Reader, like your PDF reader. So that applications is same for you, your father, your friend, everyone. Okay, so you don't need to change any application or any user. But what to change here, you can see that. However, you don't need to change or make changes to the operating system. Okay, so how you are going to change that one? That I am telling here. You need to install a device driver that the operating system will use to control the new device. That means the operating system has to get a device driver, and that will be the device controller itself. Okay, so the device driver will actually give the information about the device, like your suppose any device like mouse, keyboard, also mouse, keyboard, and USB device, any USB device like Bluetooth device or Wi-Fi device, or you are saying about the printer, etc. So that devices, that are the IO devices that should be installed in the computer with the help of the device driver, and that will communicate everything, every information about the device to the operating system. Okay. If we install a new software application, so that is the first thing, is that if we install a new hardware device, then there is some task to be done. If we install new software there, suppose we have not any web browser. Okay, suppose Edge is there and we are going to install Google Chrome over there. So that is a new software application. Now what to do here? No need to make changes in the computer hardware. That means we don't need to change anything in the computer hardware. Okay, so suppose we have CPU, RAM, and hard disk, and the IO devices, that will be the fixed devices, that will not be changed here. But we need to make sure the application is supported by the operating system. So this thing is very mandatory, that when the software will be there, the software will have, and the software is the application here, so the software should be supported by the operating system. Means there should not be any app like that. The app will be actually installed in the Windows operating system, in the Android operating system. But if we are going to